registered nurse. I'm a mom and I'm really nervous, so my voice will get louder, I'm sure. But the story you just watched is a part of my life, but it's not who I am. When the New York State Suicide Prevention Center reached out to me about sharing my story, I felt honored. I don't know how people know when to breathe when they're talking, because I'm like, anyways, I'm gonna start from that last sentence, we're gonna pick up from there. When the New York State Suicide Prevention Center first reached out to me about sharing my story, I felt honored, and then I felt afraid. I worried about my career, I worried about being judged as a mother, and I worried about what happens when you tell the truth out loud. But something unexpected happened. People started reaching out. They told me about their darkest moments. They told me they felt less alone, and they told me my honesty helped them feel seen. That's when I understood something clearly. Silence isolates, connection heals. I want to talk about what happens when a child grows up without emotional safety, when feelings aren't named, when pain isn't witnessed, and when survival quietly becomes the priority. You don't just learn how to cope. You begin to form beliefs about who you are. Emotions stop feeling temporary. They start to feel lasting. They start to feel personal. Instead of thinking, I'm having a hard moment, you start believing, I am the problem. If you became hyper-independent, emotionally guarded, or deeply self-aware, I see you. Children don't build walls unless they need to. In this country, suicide is one of the leading causes of death for young people. These aren't just numbers. These are children carrying pain without language, teenagers believing that their emotions make them defective, and young adults convinced that something about them is unlovable. And I cannot sit with that reality anymore. David, I'm gonna take the clip off. Don't want to do that before I start talking. Because that was me. I grew up in a world where mental health was not talked about. I had no safe place and no safe people. Trauma, abuse, and neglect were things I learned to endure, not things anyone helped me heal from. So I started believing my emotions defined me. I believed I deserved my suffering. I felt weak. I felt worthless. I believed I was a burden. And when people left, I told myself it was proof that something about me was broken. Not because it was, but because no one ever taught me otherwise. And what breaks my heart is knowing how many children are living the same story right now. Kids trying to make sense of feelings bigger than their bodies. Kids carrying shame that they did not create. And kids turning pain inward because they don't know where else to put it. Kids who look like me, kids who look like little you, and kids who look like the little ones that we all love. And then there's my daughter, who told me to be brave tonight. She is the reason the silence. She is the reason the silence stops with me. With her, I do what no one knew how to do for me. I help her feel safe in real life, even when her mind feels scared. I tell her big emotions don't make her too much. I tell her feelings don't define her, and I tell her that she never has to carry them alone. I tell her she is good, I tell her she is wanted, and I tell her she is enough, even on her hardest days. Not because life won't hurt, but because knowing that you are safe changes how you survive pain. That's what prevention looks like. It looks like conversations at the dinner table. It looks like naming emotions. And it looks like showing up when things get uncomfortable. Because when a child grows up emotionally safe, they grow into adults that know they deserve support. I share this not because my story is rare. I share it because it's common. So many of us learn to survive instead of being taught how to feel. And so many children are still learning that right now. But it doesn't have to stay this way. Healing doesn't have to start in hospitals. It starts in homes, it starts in classrooms, and it starts in conversations like this. Be the adult that you need. Be the place where hard emotions are allowed to land. And tell the kids in your life over and over again that they are wanted, that they are good, and that they are enough. Because emotional safety is not small. It shapes how we survive, it shapes how we love, and it shapes who we become. And that is how we change the future. If we can give children emotional safety early, we give them a future they don't have to recover from. Thanks.
Woo!